Welcome back to Casters and Blasters, a D&D podcast, or not a podcast, but a live stream with my friends and I. I am joined this evening by Paige, Alex, and Ethan. We are short one of our dear party members for the time being. Gary will be joining us very shortly. For now, I believe we have Liam filling in his camera space so that everybody looks normal. Where last we left off. Let me go ahead. I need to adjust my own levels here. Bing, 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 bong. There we go. That's much better. Where last we left off, our party had finally tracked down the source of many of the town's woes as of late. Recent clashes with fey creatures, their struggle with a hag coven, the ill luck that seems to have befallen those who wander out into the wilderness. They learned that the town's founder, or one of the town's founding members, I should say, Diabolus Greymane, was responsible for a ritual gone awry. In an attempt to drive out creatures who had settled here in the town before him and his people, or nearby, just offshore, he stole a relic from these strange aquatic creatures and used it to open a fey crossing, causing many neutral fey creatures to pour out, as well as some who are dangerous. And then, of course, there are the outright malicious creatures who have settled here in the swamp between the town of Codsbreath and Snaggletooth Bluff. Urged on by a strong desire to find his grandmother, they were joined in the forest by Noka's brother, Tenna, as they ventured outside of Codsbreath to track down this hag coven. After finding an estuary in between Codsbreath and Snaggletooth Bluff with this enormous old rotting tree stump, as well as a light fey and elemental presence, they believed that they had located the hag's lair. They used a familiar to scout the trail leading up to it that wouldn't be charmed, wouldn't fall under the effects of fey magic, and with some quick thinking, decisive action, good stealth checks, and otherwise pretty good decision making, our party ended up getting the drop on these hags, albeit not in the traditional sense. Our resident actor disguised himself. They used the old prisoner trick yet again. Oh, I need to loop that track, don't I? Bing bong. Is it M exclamation mark loop, Liam? Let's see if it works like this. Okay, sick. We're in. The party got the drop on the hags. The hags were trying to take the charm from Noka that the party had discovered that would once again open their crossing into the Feywild. They thought that it was their only way back. The party used this moment of distraction to attack the hags, catching them slightly off guard. Their servants were still able to act, but that first round was incredibly devastating for those hags. The inability to cast any spells, to relocate themselves, devastating. I believe our first hag died before she had the chance to cast a single spell. The only thing our second hag could do was to complete the ritual that the coven had started. The water levels within the lair surged. The party fought strongly still, destroyed the remaining hag, and on her death, the water levels fell, and a vast portion of the water within the chamber manifested physically into a large animated suit of armor with pulsing rivers of water churning underneath ferociously. A vaguely humanoid form looms menacingly in all of your directions, tall, strong, with a gleaming silver trident in hand. You still hear the storm buffeting the caverns outside, the treetops. You can hear the trunks of the trees above you creaking and groaning with great effort in the wind. But immediately your attention is pulled to the center of the chamber, where this ominous figure takes their turn. The Myrmidon forms and attacks. Do I do it?
I mean...
Do I do it?
I mean...
Who's closest? It's Jeritos or Zellar?
So if I'm not trying to throw under the bus someone who isn't here, but I will say I'm still disguised as the Quickling in the trench coat.
So I'm going to roll a d4, all right? You're still disguised as the Quickling in the trench coat, but...
So it's someone that you should know personally.
He does, because he was...
And he hasn't seen any of the battlefield yet.
Make a deception check.
Okay. I make this with advantage because
Yes,
I'm
you
acting
do.
as someone else. And that will be a 26.
Okay, looks like I'm doing it.
I rolled a 16 and a nat 1. So
All right,
thank
hang
goodness.
on. I'm gonna get his character sheet pulled up on D&D Beyond real quick. Let's go to my campaigns. Let's go to casters and blasters. Let's pull up our boy Jeritos Bowstrike, who, by the way, I did just text that I was doing this. So
Texted sorry, R.I.P.
oh, he's got 5 HP.
So do I.
You guys might both be taking hits here. Okay. His
I'm
AC
just
is 17.
a little guy
We're
who's
going
just
to
succeeded.
Would
roll.
he use deflect blows or something? Like, do that?
Oh, he can use deflect
Certainly.
blows. Okay, let's see if I hit him.
Being Gary's proxy.
Okay. The Myrmidon has 3 trident attacks.
Oh gosh.
That is going to be an 11 to hit for the first one.
Yes,
All
right.
right.
4. That is a natural 20 for the second one.
Oh, he's gonna deflect that one for sure.
Uh-huh. And lastly, that is a 26.
Oh my gosh! What is he rolling?
On a
Man.
I rolled a
producer-
4, I rolled a natural 20, and I rolled a natural 19.
On a level of helping produce this, I love that you chose to attack the person who wasn't here. Just say.
Okay, all right. So let me take a look at how his deflection works. We're gonna take a look at reaction, deflect attack, redirect attack, but he's not gonna reduce this damage to 0. There is no way. But okay. Yeah, he's definitely gonna use his reaction to reflect the natural 20. I'm gonna roll damage for that real quick. That is okay. Nothing crazy bananas here. I mean, it'll probably down him, but he actually might be able to reduce this damage to 0. Because it didn't use freezing strikes, it just used regular trident attacks. That's 4 doubled to 8 plus a number, which you're going to find out here in a second anyway. Plus 4 is 12. So that's 12 points of damage on a natural 20. He's going to use deflect attack.
You got a big guy.
Does he have to roll?
14. He reduced it to 0. Now, on his behalf, I'm not going to consume a focus point. I'm not going to consume expendable resources while he's not here.
Okay.
But I am going to roll damage for the next one.
Is there? I don't think there's any way he survives this next one.
That is 1 plus 4 is 5.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Reduces him to 0 hit points.
Oh.
I can't wait for
Jeritos
Gary to
is
join.
unconscious.
I can't wait for Gary to join him. We're just like, you ready to meet God, buddy? He's like,
Can't wait for the RPG horror stories about saying my DM killed me when I wasn't there.
My DM
I'm rolling a d4 on
Crap.
Tailspire. Please
Yeah.
ignore this. It means absolutely nothing.
Okay. The bird
That would
attacks
be
because it
at all.
hates you. That's
I'm
really what's
sorry,
gonna
Gary.
happen.
All right, so that's the Myrmidon's first turn. It's now Jeritos' turn.
Death
Do we
save.
make the
Who wants to
call and
roll for
say-
Gary?
and say
Who
that
wants
he-
to roll
He
Gary's
can make
death
his
save?
save himself
just
when
have
he
to
He can
roll
make
it?
his. He can roll it when he gets here. He can roll it when he gets here. That's fine. That's not a problem. That brings us to the turn of the reflections,
Oh god.
which they don't have any teleportation or anything like that.
They're going to
but they-
attack Jeratos to make him fail his death saves.
They do have. Let me see.
Speak of
Well.
You want the good news or the bad news, King?
Is there good?
They're good.
Ooh. Sorry. Being funny. Wow, thank you, camera. We just moved, and I know I can rely on you.
Hold, everyone, hold. Gary has arrived.
And will be.
Yo!
Yo!
Please
Gary!
ignore the mess behind me.
It's
Oh,
okay,
it's
me too.
beautiful.
All right, Gary, let me get you up to speed here.
Okay, let me
You're
put my character
unconscious. It's
sheet.
your
I'm
turn.
unconscious.
Yeah. So to be clear, one thing has happened in combat so far. Like we just started. The Myrmidon went. It made 3 trident attacks against you because next to you is Zellar. You guys are right in front of it. Zellar is still disguised as a Quickling and rolled a 27 for his deception check. So the Myrmidon attacked Jeratos. First one missed. Second one was a natural 20. You used your reaction to redirect that attack, reduce the damage to 0. I did not spend a focus point because you were not here.
Okay.
The third attack still hit you and did 5 damage. It was 1 plus 4. So it did drop you to 0 hit points. I need you to make a death saving throw for me.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a death save.
What a way to join us.
That's a success. That's a 12. Okay.
Nice. All right. Okay,
Good.
beautiful. Fantastic. Yeah, literally no problem whatsoever. Okay.
All right.
The reflections being up, they have 30-foot move speed, so they're both gonna have to dash. Let's see. We're gonna go.
Okay.
What is it? 6 tiles, so 12 tiles is my possible range here. All right. Yeah, one of them is gonna go right here, and the other one is immediately going around, taking the long way to get to Tenna. That's their turns. It is Luciva's turn.
How hurt were they looking, by the way? Just from last time, were they hurt at all?
One of them has taken 3 damage. One of them has taken 6 damage.
Okay.
Neither
Yeah,
are bloodied.
Do you want me to focus on the ads first? Or do you want me to focus on Waterboy?
I can probably deal with them if you go for Waterboy.
Okay. Zane,
Paige.
can I pull out my Dust of Dryness? Pull out a pinch of dryness and
Absolutely.
chuck it at the boy. Just pocket
Let's
sand him.
see. You got. Sure, it's 15 feet, but you can walk over to the edge and kind of just be in range. If I snap everybody to their squares anyway. Yeah, you throw it at maximum range. I'm going to make a Constitution saving throw. It deals 6d6 necrotic damage. You watch as the sand hits his form, and immediately you can see like little semicircles just sculpt out, like just scoops of ice cream almost out of this soft surface. These perfect shapes begin to take where all of these little pinches of sand land. Let's see.
Zane, question for you: Is
Yeah.
this the Dust of Dryness on D&D, or is this a homebrew?
Wait, 10d6 necrotic
And it's
damage.
10d6, yeah.
It's the Dust of Dryness on D&D.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's see.
10d6.
Con save. It's got a positive modifier here.
Which means that it's going to be about 6 necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Big roll. That is a 19 to save. So
he's
that
gonna
is a
take
success. Yes. Still takes half.
10d6.
29, and then so half that.
29.
Was it vulnerable to this because of the water nature, or was it
It is.
just
It is because of its water nature that it takes damage in the first place.
Okay, got it.
So like this is what would happen to Fluso if you threw the
I
Dust of
see.
Dryness on him.
Okay.
Yeah, you watch as its form shrinks away substantially. It recoils and its entire body, like the shoulders, the head, and the hips lean forward and the chest pulls back as it takes this instinctively, reflexively defensive stance. It hurts in an insane fashion. You watch the whole thing shudder as it is incapable of making a sound.
Me when I drink water after a night out.
You're so right.
Okay, anything with your bonus action?
I am going to move my hex over to
Okay.
the water Myrmidon.
Okay.
We're gonna make it, even though this is not gonna affect its con saves, it's funnier anyways. Con save is, or not con save, con abilities are
Okay.
the thing we're gonna do.
Okay. All right, perfect. Let's see. With con,
It doesn't.
you see the mask that like flashes over its face. It's like a Greek drama mask, but it looks like it's gonna vomit. Okay, perfect. Noka, you are up.
Cool beans. Let's see here. I probably have a good guiding bolt in me, you know?
Okay.
I'd say that's definitely a possibility.
Do you have any cheeky healing for Geratos?
Oh, you are right. I am a cleric.
You guys, Geratos is floating face down in the water, just like
And Noka's like, how can I mess this guy up?
guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt Geratos.
It's nature, so it's healing.
Inflict wounds, Geratos. Yeah, that's what I'm choosing to do. I have cure wounds, but it's touch. How far am I from Geratos?
You're close enough to get to him. You are 5, 10, 20 feet to get
Okay.
like right here.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds. Wait. So he has to be up before I actually heal him, right? Because if I heal him before he's up, he just succeeds on his saves.
Nope. That is
okay.
incorrect. He will simply get up with that amount of HP. He'll be good.
Sweet. Awesome. So I'm gonna cast it as a second level spell then.
Sick.
Wow, he's
So
upcasting for me.
Oh.
Noka walks over to Geratos and does like a lifeguard save on him where he pulls him out of the water kind of dramatically, and then like power kind of radiates from his hand as he goes like boom on his chest, and that's how he casts it.
All right. And a gout of water shoots out of your mouth and nose, Geratos, as you suddenly take a deep coughing breath.
It's going to be 2d8 plus 3 healing, and I'm rolling it now.
Oh.
For a total of 5 healing.
Don't say that.
Hey, for a total
Hey.
of 13 healing.
Let's go.
That's
Let's go.
pretty good.
That is above
That's
average.
really good.
I think that's actually exactly.
All right.
No, yeah, plus 3. That's above average.
Yeah, it's like
Nice.
just above.
I'm back up.
Huge.
Nice. All right.
All right. Oh man,
perfect.
Geratos just like lifts his head. Just... That didn't even hurt.
Noka, anything for a bonus action?
I think I've already used my pinky ring of blasting, so
Yes, you have.
unfortunately not. I don't think I have any bonus actions.
Okay, that brings us to Tenna's turn. Ba, 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 ba.
Wait, if I had a spiritual weapon, I could attack with it as a bonus action, but I don't. So
If you have a spiritual weapon, when you summon it, you can attack with it as well.
cool.
If you would want to do that. But if not, it is going to be Tenna's turn.
All
He
right, Tenna,
can't.
the MVP.
Should he
Go.
risk the opportunity attack? No, absolutely not. He's going to swing on this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tenna.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, Tenna. Good Tenna.
Here we go. With his mace, that's a natural 19. That hits.
Wow.
Let's go, Tenna. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big swinger. He swings pretty
Hey.
big.
Hang on.
That's 5 points of damage. And Tenna is going to action surge and swing again.
Whoa.
We should
Yeah,
have
that's
given
right.
him the dust of dryness. He
We
could've
should have
thrown
given him the
twice.
dust of dryness.
Double does.
That is a natural 18. That
Oh my
hits
gosh.
Dude, Tenna!
Tenna's a legend.
for a total of 8 more damage, maximum possible damage.
Wow.
Dude.
Which just does enough to destroy the reflection. He swings with the
Huge.
mace, boom, knocks it once, cocks back, swings again, and you watch as the mace connects with it. There's this like brief stutter where like it fractures in place just at the midpoint and then shatters in every direction.
He might be the best of us.
He's panting and
Some
looking
respect
around
point
for
for
the next
sure.
threat. And I don't think he's taken any damage. He has not. He still hasn't taken any damage.
Yeah.
Or he would second win.
Tenna's invincible. He's invincible, man.
Zellar, you are up. That was Tenna's big
Okay.
moment for today.
So I am going to attempt a second level command on both of them.
On the reflection and the Myrmidon? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So they get a wisdom save,
Yes.
but I am going to just yell. It's still in the quiggling voice. Halt!
Okay. Okay. Wisdom save. I'm gonna roll for the reflection first. It's got no modifier on this. That's a 12.
Fails.
Okay. Myrmidon. Where are you?
How
I
wise
actually
is this
closed out
water?
because I was like, I don't need this
How
anymore.
wide is it? Well, that's a great question. Oh, Myrmidon of the Lake, what is your wisdom?
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a natural. That's a natural 20.
Fails. No, okay. So at the very least, then that means that the reflection cannot take any actions
Yes.
or bonus actions or move.
That is correct.
That's huge.
As far as my bonus action, I think I really want to make sure that Geratos's hits land, so I'm gonna Bardic you. You don't have a Bardic, right?
I think I used my Bardic last session.
That's
so
what I
don't think
thought.
I have one right now.
Okay, I'll use my last Bardic and give it to Geratos.
Okay.
I did use it
Perfect.
because I used it to hit the witch or the
That's
tag.
right. So you'll have a 1d8 if you need it.
Sick.
Okay. Let's see. The Myrmidon is gonna go right.
Actually, sorry, can I? Would it still opportunity attack me if I move?
It still has.
Because the command spell is gonna take effect on its turn.
Okay.
I believe. Hang on, I'm gonna look right now, but I believe it can.
I don't remember you saying it took its reaction. I heard action, bonus action, movement.
That's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Halts. A flying creature stays aloft.
But would it
Target
attack
doesn't
you?
move and takes no actions. The target must follow the command on its next turn, so it
Okay.
could still opportunity attack.
But then I won't chance that.
Okay.
But would it attack him? Oh wait, no. The reflections know that he's.
The reflections, no. The reflections, no. And at this point, because you've tried to stop the Myrmidon, you're now hostile to it. It's gonna go right over here. And it's gonna use its freezing strikes. It's gonna hit all 3 of you, hopefully. I have to roll.
Hopefully.
What do you mean? Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But we were all in this together.
For Noka, that's a 10. That misses.
Hey, yo.
For Geratos, that's a 25.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Ah.
And then for Zellar, that is a 25 as well.
It's
Okay. Let's see. So the effect of freezing strikes is that each attack that hits deals an extra 1d10 cold damage, and if you do get hit, your speed is reduced by 10 feet until the end of the Myrmidon's next turn.
Might be going back down, boys.
Against Geratos,
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
That is going to be... I'm so sorry. That is 14 damage.
I'm back down, boys.
Didn't
Against,
even hurt.
against
for being
Zellar.
Yeah.
That is... 21 damage.
Ooh.
You said it was an extra 5 each time?
An extra 1d10 cold damage. For the
Jeez.
freezing
Yeah, I
strikes.
mean, I'm down.
Yeah.
Guys?
Well, it's a good thing we have more Dust of Dryness, or else this fight would be impossible.
All right.
So,
hope he doesn't
So
succeed
it's
his
freezing
saving throw.
strikes. It's gonna have to roll a d6 on its next turn to see if it gets that back.
is throwing an item to another character an action or a bonus action?
Are you trying to throw the Dust of Dryness?
You can toss it between us so we can pelt him with it. Yeah.
Oh, like on all of your turns?
Just throw
no.
bonus
So
action.
I pinch it
No.
and throw it and toss it to the next person. Someone pinches, throws it, tosses it to the next person.
Just
Would-
throw it to our
yeah,
unconscious bodies
flesh.
floating in the water.
Question
Yeah.
for that, Zane.
Throwing an object is an attack action.
Okay. I was going to ask if
But
I
I'm
don't
not
use
attacking
a
it,
Dust of
I'm-
Dryness, but instead give it to Tenna instead, so he uses his turn to use the Dust of Dryness, and I actually use my action for something else. Would we be able to do that?
Yeah, if you want to... Okay, if you are not using your action to take a pinch of the Dust of Dryness, I will allow you to use your bonus action to toss it to someone else.
I think that's the best play, gentlemen. To have Noka be the Dust of Dryness specialist.
Noka or Tenna?
Tenna, sorry.
Okay.
I understood what you meant.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the DM's rolling pretty good. We should let him do that. They'll do those rolls.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the
There's no-
only
there's
roll
no
I'm
saving-
making is
it's
for the
saving
Myrmidon.
throws.
If I'm rolling well, that
Hey,
doesn't
listen,
help you
Tenna-
here.
Tenna is the main character of our campaign. Can we just
Yes,
clear that?
yes.
real
Yeah.
This is true.
At this
Absolutely.
point,
Tenna's got that main character energy. We'll be okay.
yeah.
Gyarados, it is your turn.
I got one thing I can do.
Do it.
That's a success. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Nice. I thought you were gonna do something like Astral Self moment, just like boom.
That would be really cool if I could.
There we go.
It is our Reflection's turn.
He's halted.
It is still halted. so
It's
it can't
halted.
move.
It's halted. It doesn't
It's
do
halted?
anything on its turn. It fully stops. Takes no
Mhm.
actions, no movement. Its turn ends. It is Luciva's turn.
I will go ahead and I will grab the Dust of Dryness, and my bonus action, I'm gonna fling it on over to Tenna.
Okay. Tenna will
I
catch it.
think you know what to do with this.
He nods.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just stare down at the Water Myrmidon. I'm going to regret this. And Zane, he'll just move his jaw around, and just in the hag's voice, he's gonna say, "Look up here," and then just gonna fire two Eldritch Blasts at the Myrmidon.
Okay. You catch its attention with the hag's voice, and the two Eldritch Blasts streak in its direction.
Natural one for the first one.
Oh no.
Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit. Strikes against its
Was
plate armor.
Okay, let me see if there's anything I can do here. I think I'm just jumping.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. All right, that's it.
Okay. Noka, you're up.
Swag money. Let's see what I can do here.
Don't waste your turn on me, brother.
I mean, bonus. If he's got healing word, there's a bonus action right there.
You know, it's really cool that I had mass healing word, and I've already used both of my 3rd level spell slots. That's awesome, actually. I think it's really good. Oh, crap. Well, who's more important? Zellar or Jared?
Crazy question.
I mean,
I will let you know that
Wow.
Zellar will actually get an action before
That's
the
true.
Myrmidon goes, so it might be
That's
worth just
true.
healing him.
Yeah.
And Zellar, make your case for being worth my 2nd level spell slot as opposed to my 1st level spell slot.
I have the attempt to use a shatter, or a thunder wave versus, whatever
Water
you have
elementals
to
weak to
attack.
thunder damage?
I have no idea, to be honest. I doubt that Zolar would have any knowledge of that either. It would probably be a normal amount of damage, but I think, like, unless you have an attack that could do more to both of them, but it also might be you pick me up and I don't have a choice but to keep myself in the shatter and then immediately down myself to hit them both. Just with how it's positioned. So
I pick you up using a first level cure wounds is what I'm hearing.
I think that's wiser than
down
using a
easily.
second. I truly
Yeah,
do.
okay, cool. So Noka's gonna cast a little bit weaker of a cure wounds, but still a cure wounds.
On
Kinda the same
Zelar.
way. On Zelar.
Okay.
1d8 plus 3. The d8 rolled a 1. That's gonna be 4 healing.
4 healing, huge.
Huge.
That's enough. That's enough.
Zelar, you are up, my friend.
Let's go.
Okay.
It is before you go. Noka, did you want to do anything with your bonus action or movement? You are in melee range of the
No.
Myrmidon, so if you move, you risk opportunity attack applies.
I am good, thank you.
Okay. Ten is gonna go. Ah! I throw a pinch of dusted dryness at the Myrmidon.
You say it was my turn or Tenna's turn?
It's Tenna's turn and then it's your turn.
Okay.
Okay, con save for the Myrmidon. What's your modifier here? DC 13. That's a natural 15. That is another success. Who wants to roll the damage?
I think
Gary.
should do it.
Gary should roll the damage. Gary
Oh,
should
what am I
roll
rolling
six-
for?
10d6.
You're rolling 10d6 for the Dust of Dryness. Tenna
sick.
has pulled a handful out and thrown it at the water Myrmidon.
Okay, here we go. 10d6 of damage. I'm rolling. That is 36 damage.
Okay, halved to 18. All right. And Tenna will back off again. Tenna will go. No, Tenna's got the Dust of Dryness. He's gonna go right here. He's not going much further. Cool. Bonus action, still at full health. Nothing. No. Or Zelar, you are up.
Is there a way for me to shatter, even if it hits me, that hits the two of them?
It will have to hit you in order to hit the two of them, but yes.
Right. And no one else gets hit in the crossfire of that?
No.
Okay.
You could do it in such a way.
Then I think just to try to clear something off of the field and to get some extra damage in maybe on that guy, I am just gonna second. Yeah, I can only second level it.
Okay.
I'll second.
Noka,
Shatter.
you see the look in Zelar's eyes as he's like lining it up. Okay.
And yeah, they have a con save.
Nothing to lose.
Everything to gain. That's a natural 5. It's not gonna succeed.
Okay. And
Oh,
that's...
and for the reflection as well, which is gonna make the save at disadvantage.
Okay.
It's not gonna succeed. I rolled a 4. I just rolled a 5, a 4, and a 3
Okay.
across 3d20.
That's fine.
Let's keep with that, dice.
So
Keep counting down. Keep counting down.
let's see what they take. They take, and I take 11 thunder damage.
The reflection is destroyed in the blast, shattered to pieces,
So
and
it's
11
literally just,
damage.
Thank you for bringing me up. Then just immediately-
11 more damage will bloody the Myrmidon.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Are you down, Zelar?
I'm very down. Yeah.
Very down. Unconscious.
That was huge.
Okay. Fantastic. That will bring us to the Myrmidon's turn. The Myrmidon's gonna unload 3 trident attacks at you, Noka. I'm gonna roll a d6 to see if I get my freezing strikes back. Pray I do not roll a 6.
question: is he going to target Noka or is he going to come after me?
He's targeting Noka.
Okay, cool.
That was a 1, so he does not get his freezing strikes back. You're getting 3 regular ass
Ooh.
trident attacks in your direction, my friend.
Sounds
That's a
good.
good sign.
That's a 10. That'll miss. That's an 18.
Which
And
will
that's
hit.
a 23.
Which will hit.
Okay. Nothing crazy here. Nothing crazy.
I believe in you, Noka.
Across those 2 trident stabs, you take 16 points of piercing damage. As you are underneath the tower Luciva is on, between the brackets of wood, this enormous trident is just trying to reach you.
Can I use my stone's endurance to reduce the amount of damage I took by 1d12?
So they are 2 separate attacks. Both of them were the same. They were both 8 points of damage, so you can reduce one of those.
I can reduce one of them by a
Yes.
d12.
Yeah, 2
That's still
instances
pretty good.
of damage.
It's the only
That's still
person
good.
on the field you're gonna react to, right?
Yeah, you're right. It probably is. It's a d12 plus 2, by the way. I was misreading it. So here's the d12. It rolls it like that for some reason. It's 4 plus 2, which would reduce one of the 8 damages by 6,
Yeah.
making it a total of
10.
10. Thank you. Sorry, I
Gotcha.
can't do math.
All good, bestie. All good. Jeritos, go ahead and make a death saving throw for me.
Let's go. That's a fail. That's actually that's a nat 1, so that's a double fail.
It's 2 fails.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's 2 failures.
No.
Jeritos tries to take a breath but forgets his face is underwater and so starts choking even more.
A bunch of water goes straight into his
Bullseye.
lungs.
You just see like the bubbles go around.
Don't worry, guys. We're gonna be okay. Just like wiggling in the water.
Just twitching in the water.
Luciva, you are up.
I'm gonna do. No, I want to keep him in range for Penna. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna fire 2 more Eldritch Blasts on him.
Okay.
First one. That's probably gonna hit 24 to hit.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the damage on this one, and I'm gonna roll the hex damage.
Okay.
11 points of force damage from Eldritch
Nice.
Blast, plus a d6 from Hex, 6 points of Necrotic.
Nice.
He's also going to take 4 points because I'm going to expend a charge of one of my heads.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Several minor explosive instances of damage.
All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll again for another Eldritch Blast. Soft 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Going to go ahead and roll another. Ooh, yeah. 12 points of
Ooh.
damage.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead, roll another d6 for Hex. 3.
Okay.
And I'm burning another head for psychic damage, so add another
Yes.
4. So that is going to be a total of.
That is a lot of damage.
That's 19, isn't it?
Yep.
But across the 2 attacks.
Yeah. Across the 2 attacks, that's.
I think it was like 40 or something
Yeah.
close to that.
and
Very
that will be
good.
my turn.
Very good. It is just assailed by the 2 Eldritch Blasts, and then you see like the drama mask actively does vomit. And the what are the heads? What does that look like? They just because nobody else sees them, right?
Yeah.
It's just you.
So yeah.
So they just disappear, and the Eldritch Blast.
I like to imagine every time they take psychic damage, there's a moment where they can actually see what's around Luciva, and
Yeah.
it just sees like the spectral heads of Luciva himself in that moment looks almost like a stark contrast to the patron, where
Yeah.
the whole body is white and pale, but the
Right.
mask itself is an opera mask in dark, with its
Yeah.
face in a curled up sneer. As all of a sudden, like these floating masks around it just go ahead and just fly one at another. But it's like you're playing a horror game and the lights turn on and off, so where like you blink and it gets closer, 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 closer. That's what happens when it gets hit by one of the heads. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Sick. Absolutely blasted him. Noka, you're up.
Okay.
By the
So
way,
we're
this
gonna
this
go-
Myrmidon has gone from bloody to critically wounded.
But do I want Gyarados to die? That's the real question.
Flesh. Yeah.
This would be the
You
funniest
have
way for
Dust of-
Gyarados to die.
Drowning.
Like if I take a swing at the Myrmidon, just so I could say, just to get the glory for killing it, and then you fail your death save.
Tenna does still have the Dust of Dryness, which will do damage regardless.
That's
Even if
true.
it
Yeah, that's true.
Who's going
I
next,
don't need
though?
to focus him.
Does Myrmidon go before Tenna goes again?
No,
I think
Tenna
so.
So it's gonna be Noka right now, and then it's gonna be Tenna and Zellar, and then the Myrmidon.
Oh, okay.
When does the rowboat come in?
Right now.
Robo, that's a mimic.
So, question for the DM. Could I do a really, really high medicine or survival check and just stabilize Gyarados and retain my action to be able to attack?
So
the
making that check to stabilize him would consume your action. It just wouldn't
That is
consume
considered a
spell
held
or
action.
anything. Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha.
You could
All
help.
right.
Choose heal or harm.
Yeah.
I cast
Pharmacy.
Animal Friendship on Gary. On Gyarados.
Not on Gyarados, on Gary.
Not Gary, the person.
The real
human.
animal.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do Cure Wounds first level because I don't feel like expending a second level. You're gonna get knocked down again. I can feel it in my bones. I'm already regretting it. It's also
On-
one again for the lowest total of 4. You have 4
On
health
Zellar or Gyarados?
on Gyarados.
All right.
Gyarados, you're back up.
I'm back up.
He's back. He's back.
Gyarados spits out blood and water and is just like, round 3.
Okay.
I
You
didn't
watch
hear
as,
no bell.
as the Myrmidon is unloading the trident on Noka. Tenna will go, "Not him, beast!" And he's gonna run over again and throw another pinch.
Tenna is my hero, honestly.
Let's go, Tyler.
pinch guy.
There goes my hero.
That's a failure.
No.
That's a total of 7. That's a total
Oh,
of
he's got
7.
a big boom.
10
Big boom
d6.
up.
Okay, we're gonna let Alex roll it this time because Zellar is still unconscious.
Oh,
Yeah,
what an
yeah.
honor.
So 10d6.
10d6.
This might do it.
Oh, so many clicky sound effects. That's
Oh!
33
Legalized
points of
clear
damage.
boss.
Necrotic, I believe.
We like casting spells.
Okay. Tenna runs in screaming and throws a handful of the dust. You watch as the Myrmidon turns, ready to spear him through his chest. The dust collects across the front of the offensively posed Myrmidon. And you watch as underneath its armor, it just shrinks smaller and smaller by dimension as dozens of tiny glass droplets hit the ground underneath it until the Myrmidon, unable to make a sound, simply twitching away at its own demise, is reduced to a pile of physical fragments of water that have been rendered by the dust. You guys have 1 pinch left.
I think we have 2, don't we? So I used 1 and then
you
Tenna
used 1.
3.
Tenna has used.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So there were 5 pinches plus 1 marble. So you guys have 1 pinch left.
Much better, much left. I did the math as I said it out loud. I'll say that.
Tenna stands over the Myrmidon's body, which is now just a suit of plate armor, by the way, and is just breathing heavily.
I think Tenna just earned himself a new set of plate armor.
I think, Tenna, I must say that this is your reward right here. You did that.
Hang on.
How does it feel to end a life?
I'm just face down in the water.
I'll just kind of wade over to Zellar and help him.
Yeah, you can help him up. No problem.
I'll help Zellar so he stabilizes at 1 HP.
Let's see.
I won.
Jarto's still like blood coming out of his mouth. That's right, friend. We won. We won.
You look like shit.
It appears
Like,
it appears our mirrors.
Falling apart. Like half of the skin removed from my face. From
Tenna
my
will.
own.
You're half in, half out of disguise self, so like half your face is quickling, half the face is Zoar.
It's truly one of the most unsettling things Gyarados has ever seen.
Your mascara is running down. The...
Let's see. Oh, something broke. It says.
Oh.
Something broke. Okay, that's okay. I have another one. We'll go.
Another one.
Interesting. We've been having problems with this one. We'll
Shout
go right
out
here.
to the
This is
person that just put, "Holy, this DM is fucking hot." I mean, yeah.
Yeah, true, man. Real.
I wonder who that could be.
Who was that?
Yo, that's crazy. I don't know that guy at all. Welcome to the chat, Yankee. Hope you stick around. Wonder who that could be. Tenna will rush over to Noka immediately, just jumping over the plate armor. Doesn't even look at it. He goes, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I was gonna say Noko would run over to Tenna and then just check him up and down and make sure he's not severely wounded. Probably before Zellar, but he, out of the corner of his eye, he sees Jared taking care of Zellar, so he knows that they're gonna be okay.
Tenna will like stop you, and he goes, "I'm fine. They didn't touch me one time."
They touched me one time, and I felt that one, but you know, all things considered, we make it out okay. Not like those guys. They do not have giant blood.
We need to.
That thing really liked touching me.
You all fight very well.
I think we did a pretty good job. We killed 2 hags, a water myrmidon, reflections, and the Fey minions. We did that. Us.
Who would have thought? Not me.
That's incredible. Do you all think we could maybe make our way back to town?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Can
mean,
we
do you
do
want to
some-
like take like a little break real quick? Do you want to like catch your breath real quick?
Can we do like a quick peek see for loot?
Oh, absolutely. As I already
All
have
right.
like my hand in the body of the hag that's up here with me.
Go ahead and if everybody could give me an investigation check, and
Yeah.
also, you know it, I know it, we all know it. You guys level up.
Yeah.
I thought for sure he was gonna say dexterity saving throw. I thought-
You guys know it.
Another water.
Oh, I rolled a 0 in investigation. I rolled a natural 1 with a modifier of -1.
That's okay. You don't look around. You are tending to your wounds.
You no clip into the back rooms.
I rolled a
Gyarados is now
13.
You said 14, Evan?
13.
Or Evan, sorry, Ethan.
Evan?
13.
Evan.
Hey, yo. Who's this
that's
Evan guy?
evil. That's evil Ethan. Evan. 14 for me.
I had a 12.
12, 14, 13.
Is there
Okay.
a level up button?
You have to go to manage, and then you can edit your character levels, and then you can go. From
Got it.
there.
Okay.
Make sure when you roll your hit points that you make the change in the hit point thing, 'cause I always forget to do that.
Oh, right. I should do that before I do the other thing. So it's a
All right.
1d8.
I believe I asked this before, but I just need to double check something really quick. Does anybody speak? Let me see. Languages.
Oh, brother. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them.
Oh man, I found 2 level ups. That's crazy.
So I'll give you guys a second to do that if you want real quick. Let's take 5, do a level up. I got a 12, 13, 14. That's okay. You guys all are all on the same increment of success. I just need to find.
So it is a D. Nice.
Nice.
Dude, Gyarados cannot gain HP.
Do any of you speak primordial?
I
Actually,
speak
yes.
primordial.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Okay, that's
I
gonna come
actually
into
do.
play in just a moment. I'm gonna get some
Oh.
water. I'll be right back.
That's crazy. It's from being an astral elf. That's okay.
Wow.
I just took it because it said you're allowed to take an additional one, and I was like, yeah, we can say Noka studied primordial. Sure, why not?
Why not? I
And
messed with it.
then I add 2. Cool.
I have new Warlock stuff that I can do.
Yo, I got new cleric stuff. I can dampen elements starting at 6th level. When a creature within 30 feet of you takes acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, you can use your reaction to grant resistance to the creature against that instance of damage. So if you guys are suffering from some elemental damage, you know who to call.
Hmm.
Nice.
Tragically, because what we just fought wasn't humanoid, I cannot steal their appearance, but I did just unlock Mantle of Whispers. I can start stealing people's shadows
That's
That's
terrifying.
crazy.
using
man.
their appearance.
Honestly, it rivals Luciva for its like sort of like maniacal and evil nature.
What's crazy about it is that if I use it, the creature is going to try to do a wisdom to see through it, an insight check, and then it'll be against my
Right.
deception. I gain a +5 bonus on top of having the actor feat, which gives me advantage, on top of already having a +10. So I have a +15 with advantage if
We
I
will
can
never
steal
find
someone's
Zoar.
shadow.
We will never find Zoar. Zoar will be in the crowd. He's gone. Just
I'll do it just cause at this
Yeah.
point. There's no, like, every problem, the solution is a
a new
hammer.
person like sits down at our table for the party meeting, and it's just like, "Who are you?" "Oh, it's me." And it's like it's just every day. Just
Absolutely.
Okay. That's really cool. I just unlocked.
I really wish that Zane had been able to hit me with cold because I do have Mountain Born, which is resistance to it, and I could have been like,
actually,
Oh, that's pretty sick.
I'm
Does
a
it-
bad dungeon master.
no, you're not.
The freezing strikes do cold damage. Not all of it. Not all of it is cold damage. Just the additional. It would have been like six additional damage, which would have been half to 3.
Oh.
So there.
We
there
got
you
down
go.
either way, right?
There you go, playa.
I have rolled criminally low on all of my hit points. I have rolled 2s.
I actually just rolled a 2, so it's funny that you said that.
Yes.
what did Zellar and Noka get? For your hit point rolls?
for oh, I didn't roll for. Oh wait, no, I thought you said 10 for some reason. Jeez, I rolled a 3 on my D8, and I get +2 for my con, so I got an additional 5 hit points, bringing me up to 46.
Okay, nice.
I rolled a 3 and I have a +1 for my current con, so got a big 4.
big 4.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Cool.
I forgot the con modifier.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It
will
adds
automatically
automatically.
add that in D&D Beyond. So you just put in the rolled number into the thing, and it'll add it.
Okay, cool. So then
Tenna
it added
also
it for me.
levels up and goes Battlemaster.
Yo.
He's going
He's
Battle Master?
Battlemaster?
Tenna's gonna go Battlemaster.
I feel like
Tenna's
Tenna's a champion.
Scandalous.
Tenna's
I feel like-
cracked.
I feel like
I
Tenna's
think
more of a
Tenna
Tenna
champion.
could be a
quite
champion,
frankly.
but champions are bad. So
No, let's listen. Hot take: Tenna Echo Knight. Come on. Let's.
Oh, you know what?
let him-
Echo Knight? Or a little cheeky what is that thing called? Eldritch Knight. A little cheeky Eldritch Knight action.
he
Eldritch Knight.
could. He
Dude.
could.
Or what's
He
the
would
cast
need to
spells?
study under Luciva and Zellar, but
Oh, we could absolutely make something work.
that
Mhm.
that could be a thing.
That sounds
Depending
fun.
on what you guys do. If not, he'll go Battlemaster. But
All right, so tell me more about these insight checks we just rolled and the stuff that we found.
investigation.
Yes,
So,
sorry,
what you
investigation.
guys found? We'll go over the generic kind of loot first and foremost. As you guys take a look, Zellar, You head off into a side chamber. Again, this is the rundown ruins of some old fortress that was here long before the hags were. But they've settled in and repurposed several of the side chambers. You walk through ankle-deep water in all of them, and you find a storage closet. Lots of distressing material components, none of which are any that are going to be of any relevance to you, not like your particular spell casting. But the thing that immediately jumps out at you is a large crystal ball. You take a look at it, and you can see your reflection, which slowly goes to who's the first person you think of?
At this point, it would probably be Jeratos, who was also nearly on death's door.
You see Jeratos. You see Noka just kind of like helping Noka and Tenna just kind of generally helping him up to his feet. Just crystal ball of scrying.
Oh.
That's good. That's real good.
Luciva, you head down from your platform and you head straight into the back of the fortress, where it looks like a makeshift witch's hut has been constructed, although it's kind of in the process of being built, and the sudden flood washed everything kind of all over the place. But you see two things in there, kind of floating on top of the water. You see in a glass jar, just kind of floating past you in the water, are two eyes that are looking around. Actually, now that I think about it, the jar itself would be full of water as well. You pick it up, crack the jar open, and you pour the water out to take a good look at the eyes. And the eyes are constantly weeping, filling the jar up with water. It's a decanter of endless water, made from the weeping, removed eyes of a cleric.
You can drink cleric tears.
Dude, this is so me.
There is also hung up, like tacked to the wall, they catch your attention, hung up by like a long strand of kind of nondescript fleshy substance. You see a pair of lips that are puckered and like constantly kissing. I'll just tell you what these do because I don't know if Luciva would immediately kiss them, but they cast water breathing on you.
Gonna go in for a smooch. I will grab the
lips of smooching.
lips
So you
of
get both of those.
smooching.
Supple lips of smooch.
Smooch, smooch.
Ooh, that's the rare version of them.
Listen. These lips look kissable, boys. All right.
I believe water breathing can be cast on 8 people, so you can 8 different people can kiss those lips.
Everybody, give the
Kiss
lips
the
a smooch.
10.
Oh my god.
Oh
10 smooches.
Everybody kiss the
give
communal
grandma
lip.
a kiss.
Jeratos.
You get nothing.
Jeratos, you get absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Let me actually... Where did it go? I need my...
This was
I
very
need my
worthwhile for me.
PDF, my precious PDF.
Actually, everyone gets 700 gold. $7 billion.
$1 billion million.
$1 billion.
200 cigarettes.
You find the entire body of a hag. Recently deceased.
A whole body of a hag.
You rack your mind trying to think of what could have caused this hag to die.
So there's also, you notice that there's blunt force trauma on the side of the hag's head, and you're not sure where it came from.
Quite
The
sure what
exact
happened.
indent of your fists.
You find your hands fit perfectly around the indentations.
I'm just imagining Jeratos wielding hag skulls on both hands. Just
Oh my god.
That would be
That
so
would be
metal.
awesome.
that'd be good.
Jeratos, you head into kind of a different side chamber that looks like it was used at some point for reverence. It almost looks like an old church the way it's set up. You don't immediately see any holy symbols or anything on the wall. It's just kind of the vibe the room gives you. There are only two things that remain tacked to the wall in here. It's a shield and two short swords, like crossed behind it, that are hung up on the wall. The two short swords are +1 short swords.
Oh.
The shield immediately stands out to you as something of great value. It reflects kind of a soft blue with this brilliant platinum lining around it. And where your reflection is in it is like a soft golden glow. No matter where you look at it, you almost look like an ethereal being. So that, you're not 100% sure what the effect is, but the shield itself appears to be made of some kind of blue crystal. It requires attunement. It's an animated shield.
We give that to Tenna, or we give that
I was
to
gonna
you.
say I would not use. I can't. Where having a shield would immediately make it where I can't do a bonus action on arm strike.
So
animated
and-
shield's different.
Oh, it is.
You can explain
know-
much better than I.
Look up an animated shield on D&D Beyond.
It's
Okay.
It's
You know
really
who
good.
else? You know who else uses a shield?
This guy.
I was literally gonna give it to Noka because I was like, I don't want a shield that gets in the way of my punching. But the shield leaps in the air and hovers in your space. Oh. Ooh. Okay. I see. So even then, I don't have proficiency or training with shields, so I don't get the armor class benefit. So yeah.
You know
I
who has
will.
proficiency with shields?
I will take both of the short swords off, and then Jaratos would just kind of look at him and be like, "All right," and then just kind of stash one, and then he would just take the shield off, kind of look at his reflection for a second, and be like, "Very choice," and then look right over at Noka and just kind of like walk toward him with it.
I
just be
could
like-
have sworn you were gonna frisbee the shield at me, and I was prepared to Captain America.
I thought about it, but I was like, I've been failing on my rolls today. I ain't risking that.
The natural 20 to hit for the shield would be wild.
You meant to say Jaratos is tired. Jaratos is tired.
Jaratos is very tired. He's like, he got knocked down twice in a row. He's like barely standing. He's like waddling side to side. Like, here you go, friend. I think you could use this.
Zane, remind me what I gotta do to attune to an item.
You just have to take a short rest or sit with it for an hour.
Oh, sweet.
So
Yeah.
you could do it over any resting period.
So I have two
Cool.
+1 short swords.
Manage inventory, and it's called an animated shield.
Yes.
Sweet.
As for Noka, you find on the body of the hag that fell, or I guess it was actually splatted against the top of the platform that Luciva was standing on by a shatter. You see just amidst the water, kind of sunk to the bottom of it, is also a +1 wand of the War Mage. So that gives your guiding bolts or any of your other projectile spells a +1 to hit.
I'm so sorry. I was adding my animated shield. Can you say it one more time?
Absolutely, bestie, no problem. A +1 wand of the War Mage.
Okay. Cool. And you said it adds something to my rolls?
So if you can find it on D&D Beyond, that's a real item. Just look up wand of the
Sweet,
War Mage.
cool.
It's +1.
The +1.
And then so it doesn't apply to any of the spells that require the enemies to make a save. But a spell like Guiding Bolt, where you still roll to hit, you get a +1 to those spells.
And because I have an animated shield, I can
Yes.
mace in one hand and staff in the other hand and have an
Yes.
animated shield.
Yes.
Yo, that's
Yes.
awesome.
You have to use a bonus action to activate the animated shield. It
Yes.
hovers around you for 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Another couple things. Noka.
hmm
As the other guys are all looking around, you and Tenna head over There's a door that's about to open, Liam. It's to the, bada bing, bada boom. If you're looking where you are, go ahead and rotate it counterclockwise. That was clockwise, but keep going. Yep, that door right there.
Bada bing, bada boom, Mr. Worldwide, I want to step in the room.
Wham. And wham. Noka and Tenna, you guys enter into the prison. It was always a prison. It appears that that's what the purpose this room served for the fortress that was here before, and it hasn't been repurposed, although it is still being used. You see 3 figures in different cells, all of them soaking wet. You see a pixie in the furthest cell to the right, sitting on the ground. She looks up at you and at first recoils in fear. You see her wings have been removed. Immediately to your right, there's a bugbear with 1 arm. He just sits in the far corner of his cell, his wound covered by 1 single bloody rag that crosses his shoulders and covers the stump. Directly across from him, immediately to your left, an old, shivering Goliath woman. Shinar immediately wraps her hands around the bars of the cell. She looks groggy, like she just woke up from a very, very deep sleep. Her eyes themselves are glassy and clouded. And she goes, Noka?
What does the cell door look like? Like, what material is it made out of?
It is a metal door.
Okay, cool. How stable is the metal?
It appears as though the metal hasn't been changed in a couple centuries. Hasn't been cleaned. It's very rusty. It's been under salt water. So
Very oxidized.
probably pretty brittle.
Yeah, can I make a raw strength check to rip it off its hinges?
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
hit me with a strength check. I'll allow athletics. And Tenna will give you the help action as he also wraps his hands around the other side.
Oh, you said you'll allow athletics?
I'll allow athletics with advantage because Tenna's helping you.
Okay, so I'll take my first check, which was strength, and I'll change the modifier, and we'll say that was roll number 1 of the athletics,
yeah.
which would have been 12 plus 5, which is 17, and then here
Okay.
comes the second one. Second one is way better. That's going to be 22.
22. As Tenna has his hands around the outside and you have your hands around the other side, just all at the joints, you both pull, and for a moment nothing moves, and then there's this groaning sound as your Goliath muscles tense, and the bolts come free, flying across the room, striking the stone wall behind you, and the heavy iron door falls on the ground. Shinar is just kind of standing there. She doesn't immediately move. She's just looking at you. Again, make an insight check.
Yeah, I was about to say the same up or down that I gave to 10 after the fight was over, I'm doing to Shinar as well, times 10. Just trying to see and make sure she's okay. Insight check, not very great. That's only going to be a 10.
She does not have any wounds on her. She does not have any bruises, no cuts, nothing. She's not missing any fingers, any hair, an eye, nothing crazy. She appears as though she's she recognizes you and she's cognitive of what's happening. As you're looking her over, she gently touches the rope necklace and she goes, "Oh, you brought it here." And other than that, she seems okay.
But she doesn't have a lot of comprehension of what happened to her.
Yeah, and you're unsure how permanent that is.
Okay. I mean, obviously, very gingerly, we're gonna try to help her out.
Yeah.
Can I briefly try talking to the other two people who are in these cells? They
Yeah.
look like they would be in a state in which they can communicate with me. Like, I want to free them, but obviously I don't want them to try to hurt us or to hurt anyone else. So
Yeah, definitely. Who do you talk to first, the bugbear or the pixie?
because the bugbear is in the cell that was right across from Shannari's, I'm gonna go over there and try to talk to it first.
Are they dead?
Yes, we've killed them all.
Good.
Where is your home? Can we help you get back?
He looks at his arm and he goes,
I think if I just get a good night's rest, I should be able to get home on my own. I don't know where I am, but I don't think I've traveled very far.
Do you need help getting the door open?
Yeah.
Okay, Tenna and I want to try to rip his door off the
go
hinges
for
as
it.
well.
Strength check with advantage.
Athletics, you said I can do?
Yes.
Sweet. Oh gosh, what do you mean natural 2 and natural 1? Jesus. I guess we're really tired from ripping the other door off its hinges. It's
Here's
only
what we'll
7.
do. I'm gonna roll one for the bugbear, because as you and Tenna, I'm gonna roll it on Tailspire. You guys are gonna see it. As you and Tenna
Okay.
are pulling, he's gonna like drop his shoulder and ram into it.
His good shoulder.
Yeah, not the stuff on the shoulder,
Okay,
probably.
Okay. So that's a natural 16 plus 3 brings us to 19.
Nice.
As he checks it and you're both pulling it, it busts off the hinges. He trips over it and falls very very clumsily as he was giving it everything he had, but he kind of pushes himself up. You reach down to help him and he goes, "No,
Yeah.
no, I got it. And he stands up.
I'm sorry you were a victim of their cruelty. My grandmother, she's also a victim.
Oh,
We will do what we can to make this right.
that's your grandmother. Sweet old lady. I'm sure she'll be fine. They didn't do anything to her. They drilled her about a necklace or something. Amulet.
This is what I expected. Can I bother you to ask what they wanted to know about the necklace?
From what I heard, and I'm missing context, so I don't really know what it means. But they were asking about it and then talking amongst themselves. Like if they had it, they wouldn't need to do something else. Like they had two options in front of them. One of them was to do something, do something to God's breath. And that seemed like it was on behalf of someone else. The other option was for them to get the necklace. I think if they got that, they could circumvent the other thing and just get what they wanted. But I don't know what they wanted.
This is good to know, but it is distressing to me. Thank you. What is your name?
Jay. It's much longer
Thank
than that, but you can call me Jay.
As one of long names, I understand. Thank you, Jay.
Sure. Look, funny question. Did they use my arm for anything cool? Anything good or like impressive?
Can I make an insight check as to whether or not I've seen his arm anywhere around here?
Yeah, for sure.
What would that be? Would that be
That would be-
insight?
I mean,
Or-
I'll just you already rolled investigation. You haven't seen his arm anywhere. No, you haven't seen it anywhere, and you did kind of, you didn't specifically look for it, but you also, bugbear arms are huge. Their melee reach is 10 feet. That's like the whole thing about bugbears. They can hit you from a mile away. You would have seen a bugbear arm like floating by if there was one just around, and you haven't seen one.
Is there any way I can, in my investigation, be nearby? I'm not disguised anymore, so I can't do. But is there any way I
Sure.
can come and just be like,
I would
oh,
say that if you guys at this point, like the guys are ripping off cell doors and they're having conversations.
Yeah.
You guys can all be there. Yeah.
so be like, oh yeah. I mean, it was apparently very integral to their ritual. So shame you lost it. It was very important to them.
Integral how? What did they do with it?
Well, it's just that they needed a real powerful arm in order to rip the forces up from the deeps itself.
Go ahead and make a
I can't
deception
wait for you
check.
to fail this deception check. I cannot
This will
wait
be
for
the
you to fail
deception.
it.
I'm gonna roll in that one. I'm going to get on death saves again. It's going to happen, and I'm prepared for it. So that's a 19.
He goes,
Thank God. All right. Okay. I can't be
This
that
bugbear
mad.
just sounds like he needs a cigarette really bad. Like
He
I
really
feel
does.
like
He needs a beer, he needs a cigarette, and he needs a long night rest.
Hey,
yeah.
Can we maybe get out of here?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I want to free the pixie from herself
I'm
first.
with
Should
you,
we
I'm
talk to the
bringing
pixie?
yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
I'll walk over with you to the cell specifically, and saying, can I just Eldritch blast the joints of the cell, just to
Yeah.
blow it off its hinges?
Yeah, sure. And I won't make you roll damage because you could literally just sit there for however long you need to blasting it. So,
Machine
Yeah.
gun time.
Yeah.
sure. After a few blasts, the hinges are broken free. You step out of the way, and the door just. The pixie backs up into a corner. She's
Zellar,
tiny. She's literally this big.
Lucifer will crouch down to where they're as low as they can be. Would you like to get out of here?
I don't like that.
It just
I don't
shatters
like
your
that.
hurt.
Ooh. She goes, You have like a different kind of evil thing going on, don't you?
Evil's such a subjective term. I prefer chaotic.
Yeah, I want to get out of here really badly.
That's fine. I have no reason to keep you here, and quite frankly, I think you've deserved to get out of here at this point. What say you?
Yeah.
And I'll hold out my hand for them to
She's
get
gonna
on.
jump into your hand.
Yeah,
She
I'll
just
put
kinda
her. I'll
sits
put her on
down.
yeah, I'll just put her on my shoulder and just.
She sits
hold her
crisscross
out.
on your shoulder, holding on to like your robe.
Yeah, and I'll just say. By
Is
the way,
there
there's-
any
there's-
kind of
there's
healing I
no
can do that would
special-
bring back her wings?
You would need a 7th level cleric spell called Regeneration.
Ah,
We'll get
I
there.
see.
And talking to the pixie, I'll specifically ask. So, are you like from the Feywild itself, or do you mainly reside here?
Here, I came along with the hags. We've all been here forever.
How the hell did they take your wings?
Potions or some bullshit.
You never trusted
Jeratos kind of stops and he thinks he uses all of his brain power for 1 second, and he's starting to put pieces together, and he goes, "Wait, did you all come here when they opened the Fey Crossing years ago?"
Yeah, like
And-
almost 100 years ago.
And then the bugbear over there mentioned the hags were saying that they did this on behalf of someone.
Huh.
And there was that society that lived in the water not too far from where we are currently.
I don't know anything about that, but sure.
My friends, I do believe the plot thickens.
Do you know where this crossing was?
Yeah, I could take you right to it. It's closed now. It's been closed for a long time, but yeah, I could take you there.
say we let's go back. Let's get everybody settled in, get everybody rested up. Mr. Bugbat, I know you said you can get back on your own, but would you like room, board, and a nice meal?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to our favorite place.
By the way,
And-
my name is I actually don't remember, but it's not important. What's your name?
Jay.
I'm Sugar.
Sugar.
Sugar's a queen. Holy.
Sugar.
Win.
And
Alright,
you guys,
So it's Sugar J.
Sugar and Jay, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
Unintentional,
squelch-
I'm sure.
Wait, is this something I should know
Sugar
about?
Ray.
Sugar Ray.
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
Every morning
Sugar
there's a
J.
pixie.
You guys squelch through ankle-deep water in your soaking wet boots and robes up to the surface. It is raining, but it is raining less so. Oh, wait. Who can read Primordial?
Me.
And me.
Okay. Between Geratos and Noka, you guys are able to recover on your way out a series of letters. Soaking wet, and yet the bright red primordial ink remains perfectly dry. You find a series of letters from a woman named Undumin. In short, the letters describe a deal brokered over a period of like letter exchanges. Through context, you're able to glean that Unumdin and the people she represent were once the furthest thing you could be from allies to these hags, or any hags. And such is addressed in the first letter from Undumin. She brokered this agreement, not the hags. It seems as though the hags were fairly compliant, as Unumdin states that she has a guaranteed way to finally send them home. And all they have to do is drive the people out of God's breath forever. And then you guys head up to the surface, where it's still raining. You guys don't dry out, unfortunately, but immediately you notice that the trail that was in the woods near, like, leading up to the hag lair is wilting already.
So we should be pretty safe to walk on that trail then, and we can save
Yes.
ourselves some time.
Yes.
Let's not forget.
You follow the trail back to God's breath, stepping through a crumbling hole in a stone wall and seeing the familiar streets. It was slow going. You had Jay didn't seem particularly tired or weak, but he also didn't say really anything on the walk back unless he was spoken to. Sugar is talkative, but she's also not having to walk or fly. And Shinar obviously needs a fair bit of help.
Tena and I
You
are
seven,
slowly carrying Shinar and
Yeah.
making sure that she's safe as she walks back.
of course,
I'll
you
ma-
both
I'll-
have your arms under her shoulders.
I'll have a jar. Just like, anybody want some water? Anybody want some water?
The tears, bro.
Shinar, would you like some water?
Shinar is gonna take it. Shinar reaches out to take it.
Yeah. There's like
Tenna
a cloth
stops
wrap-
her.
There's a
Tenna
cloth
stops
wrapped
her.
around it so nobody can see what's
Tenna's
in,
like, no.
It's fine. See, it's perfectly fine.
I saw you wrap it.
Oh, and
Shinar, don't drink that. And Jay looks at Tenna, looks at Shinar, watches you have a sip, and reaches for it. Jay takes a really big gulp, fills back up, and he goes, "Holy shit!" Opens it up and looks inside and goes, "Okay." Takes another gigantic gulp, closes it, and hands it
I
back.
like you, Jay. You're someone I know I can get along with. We're having a beer tonight.
Scared. This guy is gonna die.
Didn't kill you. Definitely won't kill me.
Nah.
And you guys return to Khan's breath. The eight
We
of
got chat
you
saying,
stumble
"Oh,
into town.
what?"
What? Okay. All right. Let me change the track. Get it off this like ominous.
Ooh, he changing the track.
I'm changing up the track on you boys.
Hey, yo, DJ, change this track.
That's not how you spell stop.
Music, white boy.
We can go right here. Bing, bang, bong.
Can we get the Jericho's Bow Strike infomercial music again? This was supposed to be a vibe.
I do still have that.
He's on a lot of death
That's very
saves.
good.
He needs this.
Honestly, Gyarados needs a pot of stew and a bed.
As you guys make your way back into town, the day is coming to a close. You left just after lunch. You've been out in the wilderness for a couple of hours. So it's a little bit late in the afternoon. It's around 5. You can see that the sun is on its way down. You have a little bit of the rest of the afternoon if you guys want to do anything, talk to anyone. But Jay will see the tavern and go, "Well, if you don't need me."
I'm going to have a drink with my good friend Jay and Sugar here. Does anybody care to join me?
Jay puts his good arm around your shoulder. Luciva.
Absolutely, like walking off to the bar.
With Sugar. Cool. The three of you walk in, the doors swing closed behind you.
Gyarados, upon having this very fun experience, very fun near-death experience, would immediately seek out Diabolus Greymane.
I was gonna say that's what I was thinking too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see him in the same place. Or no, actually, I guess you do see him in the same place that Zellar and Luciva saw him, although you didn't know he would be there because you didn't see him earlier. He's back at his desk. He's drafting up something.
Cool. So, just to set the scene for what what's his name? Sorry, Greymane would see, Diabolus would see, is from the shadows, Gyarados bloodied, like dried blood on his face, bruised, with the most intense stare Diabolus has ever seen from Gyarados Bow Strike, just walks through the door. And did anyone come with me? You came with me, Zellar?
Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
So
The front,
Zellar
so
would.
the front door is locked.
That doesn't stop Gyarados Bow
Wait,
Strike.
can I, use,
That's what I
can I just
figured.
use? Do I still have knock? Oh no, it's second level. I don't have it.
Punches through the door, opens it.
I'm gonna
and he-
say an enormous spiritual arm that does force damage punches through the door, and then Geratos's arm, and the door swings open.
And again, Gyarados hard staring, maintaining eye contact with Diabolus the moment he sees him.
Diabolus
Just-
slowly turns in his chair and goes, "Hello, Gyarados."
It appears you and I are in need of a very pertinent discussion, and I have brought along a dear friend of mine to join in. I hope this intrusion does not disturb you too much, but I fear it is necessary, and there is no consent required. So Gyarados just throws the door closed, still
Uh-huh.
holding the stare,
Who's
and
with you?
it says, Zellar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Zellar's with me. Gyarados then holding the stare would say, "You have been quite dishonest with me, and I have been nothing but a gracious and honest employee of yours since I have entered your employ. I have been honest and upfront and direct with you in all ways, and I have offered my services, even things that I don't normally offer to others, to you, and done so gladly. And all I have been met with is deception, lies, and trickery. And again, blood still fresh on his face. I've taken care of your hag problem, and now I do believe you owe me something, and it's not money, my dear Diabolus. Because I come with a question, and he holds up his left fist. And if I can't find what I'm looking for, you'll find the answer that I have for you. And so Jeratos just like sits down, fist on the desk in front of him, and just like holds his stare. Says, "I do trust that you will answer me honestly."
I can see that you are hurt and reasonably upset. Can I offer you a drink?
Jeratos will actually... I'm going to go ahead and expend a focus point.
Oh.
Jeratos is going to immediately activate his Visage of the Astral Self, which I just unlocked. So without moving again, just this burst of astral energy will wash over Jeratos's face, and around his eyes, like a mask, will be this. It almost looks like. Sorry, my neighbor's dog is getting a little yappy.
You're popping off.
It's Lenny. He hears me talking.
Classic
Lenny's
Lenny,
having
bro.
a good time.
Classic.
Lenny.
So it's this like kind of shimmering, almost starlight look that forms the shape of a maple leaf, just kind of with two eye holes just around him. And with that activated for the next 10 minutes, I have advantage on, what is it? It is... Why? Here we go. I have advantage on intimidation checks and insight checks.
Go ahead and just make
So
an
it's the
intimidation
Avatar
check
state
as
from Avatar
the
Last-
visage appears and your
It
eyes
is the
glow
Avatar
with
state.
radiant energy. Give me an intimidation check.
Okay, and with advantage.
Yep.
That is a 13.
13. Do it again.
Do it again?
Rollies.
Okay,
Oh.
okay. Ooh. 18, okay.
Okay, I rolled a 2.
Sick.
He leans back greatly in his chair and he goes, "Okay, no drink."
You already know what I want.
I have not lied to you, Jeratos. I have told you all the information relevant to your duties.
How sturdy is his desk?
An arm of the astral self might rupture that. I don't know about a bare fist, but something maybe greater than a bare fist could do it.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead and make a Arms of the Astral Self attack roll on the fucking desk.
With the one arm still down, the astral self arm just like appears over your arm. There's not even a
Yes.
punch. It just
Just like a
appears.
jackhammer.
Yeah, and the desk just
Like the Bruce Lee 1-inch punch, just like cracks and shatters right in the middle, and says, "You're continuing to lie to me."
Have you been speaking with Celine?
I have no need to, because I know I've been speaking with those that you might have forgotten about, but they have never forgotten you. Now, why don't you tell me how Cod's Breath was really founded? Because I think you know the answer, and I already do. And if I find that our answers are different, I might have to administer a new one.
He's looking very confused right now because he's trying to figure out how he's not put together that Zellar was Celine, and he's trying to figure out how this information got out. Yeah, he's got no clue that Zellar was Salim. With a natural 1, he's thinking everything except for that. And he goes, pull up a chair, Jeratos. It's a long story. And he'll tell you everything. He'll tell you everything he told Zellar in disguise as Salim. He tells you about the totem that he took. He tells you about his friends who died, the aquatic creatures that he drove out. You think of the skeletons that Fluso described amidst the dragon eels when he first found them. You think of course, the hag's desire to return home, as apparently the totem that he used to open the Feywild crossing, he says to you, can't be used again except for the blood of one of those creatures to whom it belonged.
Jeratos, after hearing all this, just very sincerely looks directly, again, holding his gaze, is just saying, I need you to understand, Diabolus, that I understand what drove you. My own father was a man of business and a man of drive. But I also need you to understand that in that drive, you have forgotten one important thing. The people that you are employing. The people in this town. The people who were displaced when you opened that Feywild crossing. You have created the very problems that you have asked me to solve, and you have not been upfront with why they exist in the first place. Now, we have taken care of the hags. However, the problem persists. Now tell me, do you know of someone named... sorry, I forgot to write their name. Was it Undine or Unumdine?
It was Unumdine.
Unumdine.
Yes.
Does the name Unumdine sound familiar to you?
No.
Can I make an insight?
I'm gonna say with your intimidation check, you're pretty sure that he's not gonna lie to you anymore.
Cool.
He goes, depends. Why? Why is the name relevant?
Jeratos would just be upfront and be like, it seems you have made an enemy. And not just one for yourself, unfortunately, but you have dragged this entire town into the mess you've created. Now, seeing as how I've become a resident of this town, and I've come to find its people welcoming, and I've found my time here to be pleasant, I will do everything I can to prevent this disaster that is about to befall you. But know that once I have done this, our relationship is over. I will never again be in your employ, I will never again work for you, and I will never again trust your words. You have shattered that. And this may mean nothing to you because you are a man of means, but I see how vapid those means are, and I hope that one day you do too, and you will come to know the true value of the things in your life, and you will stop ignoring them, and you will focus on them. That is my last wisdom to you, Diabolus. And then Jeratos would stand up and say, Zellar, do you have anything to add?
What he said. And I pound the broken desk poorly. That's like at my eye level. I just like reach. Hurt my own hand.
Jeratos then would just turn, open the door, and then as he's about to leave, and by the way, I believe that out of anyone here who should be talking to Celine, most of all, you should be the one to speak with her. I believe there's a lot you have to apologize for. And then he turns and leaves.
He just made a very dramatic exit. I actually had another question about the charm. I'll catch up with him in a moment. Do you any idea what it looked like, where you lost it? Nothing.
No, I mean, where I lost it was difficult. I was caught in a surge from the water. There was a storm that rolled over
Pod's breath for days, 3 or 4 days if I remember correctly. And in one of those swells where I was...
How about now? Better? In one of those swells from the ocean where I was fighting for my life, swimming to the surface of the water, it was within a period of the first 2 days, but I do not know where or when. As for what it looked like, nothing too visually distinctive. I believe it was made of fish bones, kind of crisscrossed over one another.
Look, I understand that Geratos is very angry with you. And I understand you did what you thought would be best for this town. But you have to understand how people will feel. Finding out about this right as shit's hitting it.
Not something I anticipated.
And I will say that if you do anything to disturb this town, I will incur my own wrath. And I'm going to words of terror.
Yeah.
It's been about a minute of us alone. And so he's got to make us a wisdom save.
Okay. No, that's a natural 6. Doesn't
Okay,
matter
so
what his
he's
modifier is.
frightened of me for the next hour and
He's
doesn't
just
know
kind of
I
like-
did this.
Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared.
Will incur my wrath, and you will not see what has been done. I'm just saying this in like a show. That's all I gotta say about that.
Right. He's just like, sure, yeah.
I will take our payment though, I think.
Right.
For dealing with the hags.
And he opens at a 45-degree angle one of the drawers on his shattered desk. And he pulls out like a big bag of gold and he pulls it out and starts counting it again. And he goes, just take the whole bag.
You think I won't? And thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And then I walk out.
Cool. That was 250 gold in there.
Hell yeah.
I'd split it amongst us, so
Yeah, of
whatever that is
course.
divided by 4.
Do we split it 5 ways for Tenna, or do we?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. He
50
popped off.
50
50.
each.
Cool.
Ooh, let's go.
I assume
50
that
each.
Noka and Tenna are at Shinar's house right now with her.
Yes,
While
you're
this is
right.
happening.
Noka's money is mine. Thank you for clarifying that.
What?
No, he was asking where you were.
Yeah, exactly. The money that goes to Noka would also belong in my inventory. Thank you for clarifying that.
You
I
are
appreciate
Noka.
it. You said Noka and Tenna, so I said the money that. I'm sorry. Did I say my own name? Why?
No,
You did.
li-
Tenna's money is mine.
Ethan, I was asking
okay.
if Noka and Tenna are at Shinar's house helping her.
Yeah, and I was trying to do a bit where I was.
Oh, and now we're all embarrassed.
All of us who are widow-dumb.
Yay!
Widow,
yay.
It's okay. Yes,
Yeah,
we're at
yay.
our house. We're trying to help you.
Okay.
Oh no,
Hey.
Ethan's crying.
Cool,
Oh, no.
cool. Okay.
Oh man.
Okay. I assume that is where. Well, do Zelar and Geratos go to the bar or Shinar's house? You have 2 waypoint markers. Meet up with Lucivo or meet up with Noka.
He would probably meet up at the bar because I feel like that's where we're all staying tonight.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's not our place to be there with Shinar. So
Okay.
I would.
Okay. So you guys head over to the bar. Noka, Tenna is kind of cleaning himself off as you have Shinar sat at the table. There is some, like, Tenna put out one of the moss cakes that he made for y'all. He put it out for her to eat because it's just kind of dry, basic food with a lot of water. She's not really touching anything. She seems very distracted. She keeps asking you small things, asking you if you like kept up with the flowers, asking you if Tenna has been, like, if he got a good night's rest last night. Things that are generally inconsequential.
Can I do a medicine check specifically with her mental fortitude in mind?
Yeah, for sure.
19 plus 6, gonna be total of
Oh.
25.
Boy! Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what's going on. You kind of take a look at her eyes, and you recognize the same look in her eyes that Zellar had when he was along the Fey Path and he was charmed, and he was just kind of blowing on his pipes and pointing out the flowers and listening to the birds and things that just didn't matter. He had no sense of awareness, and you recognize the effects on a younger mind, like Zellar's, versus a much older mind like Shinar's, and the fact that the charm has worn off, and probably wore off when you killed the hags. She was probably under some kind of perpetual effect because they hadn't done anything to her yet. So long-term effects of being charmed for a long time at an old age are kind of what she's going through right now. And it might be some time before she's back to normal, if she goes back to normal. You're taking a look at her with a 25. You feel like she could get there just with help. And of course, Tenna will, after a little bit of tending to Shinar, Tenna will pull you aside and have this conversation with you as well. And be like,
Yep.
I mean, don't worry. Tenna is here. That was crazy, but I have no immediate desire to go running out into the forest again anytime soon. So I will stay with Shinar, of course, just like before.
And keep in mind that training is good. If I had not been here for God's breath, then who knows what might have happened with the harpies. This town, if I eventually leave this town, and I am going to help my friends right now, maybe I'll be back, maybe I will not, but if I'm not, this town will need someone. Even when Shinar is gone, this town will need someone. And I'm not saying someone has to be you. I'm saying someone could be you. So, you stay here, you take care of Shinar, you train.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Talk to Fluso. Perhaps even Fluso has things that you can know and that could help you.
Is Fluso? Fluso is... I have never talked to Fluso.
I had not talked to Fluso very much either, but turns out he was very good friends with Shinar. He would be more than happy to help you take care of Shinar and keep her safe, and he might have words of wisdom for you.
I will talk to Fluso. Okay. Sure.
I don't know how
Okay.
long she'll be like this. I don't know if she'll be like this forever. I think that she can get better. I think Fluso has the best chances of being able to help Shinar to be better eventually. But if that time does not come, I know you'll take good care of her. And even if I'm not back permanently, I definitely will be back.
Of course. I don't think you are going to run off and die. You
Trying my
are
best
Noka.
not.
You keep people alive. So
Part of the program.
you will be fine. Yeah, it seems there's more to unpack here. I will figure out what I can from here. I will
And
talk
of
to
course
Fluso.
we embrace in Goliath-size hugs.
Yes, big hug. He will go and sit with Shinar, and he starts engaging with the nonsense conversation, the lightheartedness as though nothing ever happened, and it seems to just kind of keep her at peace for the time being.
I have a quick question about the key of the deep, the bone
Yeah.
amulet.
Yes.
So it's been a problem like 2 times now where someone has tried to like seen the string of it and tried to grab it around my neck. Can I take the necklace strap and actually tie it underneath my shoulder on my half plate
Yeah.
instead, so it like wraps my arm like that?
Yeah,
and
and
it
it's
can't
like
be easily
under
grabbed.
your armor. Yes,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah. You do that before you
So
even leave the house.
before Noka goes back out to find his friends and see if they can reassess what the next steps are, that's what he does.
Okay, sweet. Absolutely.
I love
No
that.
problem. You tie it off. You head over to the tavern where your friends are waiting with Jay and Sugar. Everybody's just eating and drinking. Sugar. Luciva, would you give Sugar your beer?
Absolutely.
Sugar is drunk.
Nice.
Sugar is definitely intoxicated when you get there. Noka, and she's just kind of like slumped long ways over Luciva's shoulder. And she's trying to talk. Sugar doesn't really stop talking, but she just becomes much harder to understand as she gets drunk, and her sentences just kind of trail off. So it becomes more background noise as she slips further and further away.
Don't worry, the more I drink, the more I understand. I'll catch up with you.
Jay's
Yeah,
just
I know
sitting
that.
there, pounding a
Or shot.
pint of ale. He's eating. He's got like 2 empty plates in front of him. Yeah. You guys are all together in the tavern. The day is beginning to come to an end now.
Lucy will make conversation with the 2 Fae that are there and be like, so, any plans on trying to figure out where you're going to go? I know you said you may be able to get back, but, you know.
Talking to Sugar and Jay?
Yep.
Yeah. Sugar says something that you can't understand, and Jay laughs, and he goes, from what I've been able to piece together, I don't think I'll be able to get back on my own. I mean, we've been here for a long time, and I have kind of a place here. There are other bugbears. We're far enough away we don't cause trouble, but if we could all get back, I know we all want to. It's just, well, none of us know how.
Zane, question for you. Would a bugbear's appearance in town be abnormal, or would it be frowned upon if he were to stay around the vicinity of the town?
He wouldn't be driven out.
Okay.
He might get some odd stares.
Yeah.
But some members of the town would be more okay with it than others.
Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. So far, we've been quite at the centerpiece of this tale of trying to figure out the happenings of this town, which may lead to a way for you to get back to the Feywild. I know I do have some interest in getting there myself. So, I would suggest maybe staying around, and I'll keep you up to date if anything transpires.
He smells you. He goes, You don't smell like a fey creature, but you don't exactly smell like a man either.
I'm quite particular, I might say. But don't worry about how I smell right now. I haven't bathed yet. Come on. Don't smell me like that. But anyway, I must say, I mean, why don't you stick around town? I'm sure this tavern could use a man of your strength, and Sugar's quite the entertainment, so I'm sure you all could find a place here. And plus, we like to keep everyone under one roof that we can trust. And I think you have a vested interest against those that we may be up against. I'd like to keep tabs. Thus, you can hold a drink.
For now. I'll give it a few more days. Like I said, I got a home. I don't exactly got much of a family, but I got people. However, I should probably have someone look at this.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that immensely.
This is more than a rub some dirt in it kind of cut.
Yeah, you're probably going to need something on that.
Yeah.
Bugbears can't regrow limbs, I don't think. You're not trolls, but...
No, goblinoids.
It makes for very cool stories.
Oh, yeah, well, especially after I heard what they did with it. I mean, everybody's gonna love that back
It
home.
was integral to their ritual, quite frankly. That's why
That's
they came after
awesome.
you. I think it was specifically you they went after, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna blow that out of
You
proportion.
blow
as soon
that
as I
out of
get home.
proportions, and yeah, absolutely run gun with that.
If
Yeah.
I may, as a professional storyteller, I might be able to help you. If you want,
Yes.
have some concepts.
I mean, let's draft something up, right?
And I start to play a tune, improvised. I speak Goblin, so I'm going to do it in Goblin. And that's describing the like wondrous tale of how the arm like took its own sort of form of life and crawled across and ripped open the oceans.
Make a performance
flood
check,
the earth.
please.
Oh, this is gonna be when it finally gets me. My luck has caught up. That's a 12.
Okay. Let's see.
Your heart's not in this one.
I'm still on death's door, and I just watched you like rip a man apart.
He goes, all right, I mean, definitely not bad.
He starts writing down the lyrics, and he goes, "We'll workshop it."
But first draft, improvised music's very difficult.
Sure, when we do it back home, there's not a lot of lyrics. It's more so just like kind of vocalizations. So, color me impressed already.
And he closes the book and puts it away.
Thus the Ballad of Jay was born.
The Ballad of Jay.
The Ballad of Jay, the
Short
bugbear.
for Jake.
Sugar and Jake.
Sugar and Jake.
No.
Oh my god. Oh.
Okay. If there's nothing else that you guys want to do, you can click the long rest button. Before you do that,
Well,
before you do that,
can
let me make sure there's nothing else that I want to do. Hang on.
So there's one thing that Jeratos would paint tonight. Jeratos would need that
Yeah.
after everything he did. He needs to paint.
The
Okay.
red, he just like wipes his lip real quick and adds it to the paintbrush. Perfect.
Noka needs to make
as-
sure he says goodnight to Tenna and Shinar.
Yeah.
Same,
Yeah.
and then same with Jeratos has to kiss the question and the answer.
Yes. Yeah. You
Oh my
also have
God.
to speak to them lovingly, and I want to hear it.
Okay, I will. I'll first let me.
You
do
better
the
do it
painting.
right now.
Right now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Roll. You can roll your performance for your painting first.
Okay. All right, that's a 12.
Okay. Again, above average. Above average.
Yeah, so Jeratos would just kind of actually I did think about this. What you guys would all see as it slowly comes together because it is such a crude rendering, it's easy to perceive as he's making it. It's not one of those things that reveals at the end. You see as he's you see the scene that we all shared right before we departed to go fight the hags. That last lunch that we had in Noka's house, just the hearth has been rendered just very gently where like a small orange glow emanates from it. Everyone's expressions are crude but very clear. Everyone looks like a little happy, a little fear in the eye, but you know it's all being drowned off by that like nice warmth that we're all sharing in this painting. And you'll just see yourselves sitting around a table sharing a meal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright.
And and then now I needed to speak lovingly to my fists.
Now tell your fists how much you love and appreciate them.
I will. Let me get in character.
As for the rest of you, what other agreements did we make here? You guys did something funny already. You didn't do the storm cloud. You picked the brain thing. Okay, you're good. Yeah, it's just the talking lovingly to your fists. I was just making sure.
Cool. The question,
Crazy.
the answer. Today, I needed you the most, and you were there for me. I fear I have failed you and allowed myself to be damaged too greatly to stand anymore, and for that I'm sorry. But I know that you were there for me even when I needed you to intimidate old Diabolus. You did so beautifully. Thank you both.
Fantastic. You feel a nice fuzzy sensation in your chest as you lay down for bed. Noka?
I know you are my arms, and you are not real, Tenna and Shannara. I have them both in my house tonight. I am so grateful to have their warm bodies next to me again. But Tenna, you are to my left. The bravery you provided me in this combat was similar to the real Tenna who was on my left in this combat we had today. The important hits, the blows where it mattered, and the ability to stand strong and firm and not fall. Shannara, the right hand. The one that does not fail even in the face of strong hardship. I love you both.
And likewise, you feel the pact resolve within you for the day as you lay down for bed. For those of you who are at the bar getting ready to go up, as you order your last drinks, Forand is talking to Jay. Sugar is fully passed out on your shoulder, Luciva. And Forand goes, "Oh, don't spend all your money here tonight. Save some for tomorrow. Did you hear?"
Oh, he was.
"Oh, yes, I suppose you were gone all day. Well, good news. The storm over the ocean is letting up. There was a merchant ship that was anchored miles offshore, waiting for some news of the weather to abate. And they'll be rolling in tomorrow with goodies."
And we just got
Shopping,
paid.
shopping, shopping.
Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true.
All right. And as you guys head to bed, let's see. Why doesn't everybody make a perception check for me?
Oh, you got it, brother.
This is gonna be.
I
so
already
fun
long
to work,
rested.
man.
I hope that's cool.
That'll probably
Ooh.
be okay.
That's a 9.
Oh,
Okay.
I said that. 6.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Zelar, the only success.
I have a +2 to that too.
I have a +7.
+3.
As the rest of you tuck in for bed, Luciva, you feel a compulsion to sketch the altar you saw today. It is a slightly out of body compulsion, but as your charcoal pencil traces across the paper in unnerving curves and patterns, you feel someone looking over your shoulder the entire time. Zelar, you blow the lamp out in your room. As you make your way over to the windows to draw them closed, the sun is fully set and it's dark out. Your window in your room faces the water, and kind of at the angle the tavern is at, it's set back in the village, so you don't just see the water, you can kind of see the whole front of the village, and you can see the front of the forest as it breaks off past the east wall, kind of the way you guys headed earlier. And as you look out, your eyes catch a glimpse of movement. Just before you draw the shades, you lean in and look a little bit closer. You see two vaguely humanoid figures coming out of the water. They're squat, short, and sturdily built. They're wearing some kind of metallic armor, and they both have tridents in their hands. They're not water elementals, they're not myrmidons, but they do bear a kind of resemblance in their armaments. And in the moonlight off the water, you're unsure, but their skin appears to be a soft blue color. They look around. They do not head into Cod's Breath. Instead, they head into the wilderness in the direction of the Hag's Lair.
I think those are our ancient water people. I'm not gonna lie.
Has to be.
No.
That's the water police.
It's water elves.
Water police for sure.
Savannah
It's always
said
water
knuckle
elves.
sandwich.
No, of course, yeah.
I mean,
Welves.
Take
I
the
guess I-
long rest.
I would pass along to whoever is still up, just so they're alert, and also if they're thinking of something that'd be pertinent more than me. But huh? Okay.
Nothing we can do about it tonight. Let's just rest.
Right.
Jeritos, like mid-meditation, just kind of like puts a thumb up and then just like puts it back down.
It's like a gnarly, just like.
Just a little shaka.
I do have one more question for you before we officially start the next day, Zane.
Sure.
So it pertains to researcher again, which is my feature that I get for being
Yeah.
a sage. When I attempt to learn and recall a piece of lore, if I don't know the information, I have to know where and from whom I can obtain it.
Okay.
So is there somewhere that Noka would know to search for this ancient race of water beings who are not myrmidons and not water elementals?
Why don't you give me about 90 seconds, and I'll tell you.
Yeah, for sure.
My HP should be at 32.
Because Noka is also thinking about this because of the letter. The perspective of the letter made it sound like it was that group of people trying to communicate with the hags about kind of reclaiming their land. So he wants to do some research.
Sure. If we've already established that Fluso doesn't have that information, your best bet would be one of two things. Either the merchant ship that's coming into town tomorrow, they might have books and information, or you could head over into Snaggletooth Bluff, the other town of comparable size to Cod's Breath that has its own library.
Okay, cool.
All right. And with that, you can all click the long rest button.
Let's go.
Yippee!
Yippee.
I need to do my astral trance. Fellas, what should I become proficient in today?
Cooking.
What are we lacking?
Perception.
I'm already, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
Insight.
I could. Yeah, let's do insight. Let's do insight.
Yeah.
All right, and then
I'm feeling in my
Jared,
nuggets that I'm gonna need that.
Insightful today.
What do I feel like today? I feel like grilling somebody out today. That's.
The ancestors have granted me insight, and they're telling me you're full of shit.
All right.
Let's. What do I want to be? What? Oh, you know what? I don't actually have a pan flute, so I wouldn't be. I can become proficient in an instrument overnight. That'd be pretty funny.
Oh my gosh.
You just tap into your ancestral elven memories of somebody who used to absolutely shred.
I do have a spare lute.
You have a lute? Okay,
I have pipes I use if you want to use the lute ever.
Oh, hell yeah.
Building a
I am-
band.
We're
baby.
getting the band together.
I am now proficient in lute.
Perfect.
Just for
Noka and
today.
Luciva, as you guys come downstairs in the morning, Zelar and Jeratos are already like putting something together.
We are ripping through the goblin song from the night before
Yeah.
because I'm so insistent. Like,
Building
I can
it
do
up.
better.
Jay is like standing by the stage with them, which is currently empty. There's no act scheduled for this morning or anything like that. There are some people. Forand is like sitting at a table, just like. Jay's got the book, and he's like just pacing behind you guys on the stage. You guys are sitting on the edge, just composing.
This is really coming together. This is really something.
And you guys look around, and you know, for the first time in a few days, you feel like you have a moment where you don't have something immediately pressing, something lethal on the horizon. You feel like you have a moment to breathe. Is there anything you guys want to do? Anybody that you guys want to talk to before the merchant ship arrives?
No, I think Lucy will just have breakfast and shoot the shit with everybody.
Awesome.
I
Everybody's
guess Noka's gonna stop in and talk to Fluso real fast about
Okay.
the fact that Shinar is back, and just we don't have to necessarily RP out the conversation if you don't
Sure.
want to. We're just running through the details of like, I told Tenna to come and talk to you, and I know that you wanted to see her. Maybe don't, like force that interaction too hard at first, especially while she's still recovering, but it might help her out to have a face that she knows.
Fluso would be over the moon, and he would actually tell you that Tenna already stopped by last night, and they
Okay.
talked about it briefly. And Fluso doesn't want to impose any sudden action, but he would be happy for Tenna and Shinar to move in if they need to, or he would be happy to go stay over there.
Yeah, he knows that that Tenna would be receptive to that invitation, and most especially if he wanted to move over there. He doesn't know how much Tenna wants to live in his dusty bookhouse.
Right.
Do you
And
trust
that is-
your
that is-
grandmother with this man?
Valid. So, okay.
I would just want to talk to like Forand/Ruby, whichever one they are at this
Forand,
point.
Ruby, Saggy.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
it's Saggy right now because he's bringing
Okay.
the food out of the back to the bar.
so I would just like ask him to like if I could just follow him into the kitchen whenever he's like bringing food back, and then just quickly walk him through what we did yesterday, but also the creatures I saw last night, and just see if he happens to know any more.
Any more?
Like if he's got insight to any ramifications to what we already did, why the
Oh.
creatures might be going that way now, if it was related, like that kind of
Oh.
thing.
Huh. Well, I don't know exactly what these things are, but okay, given everything you've put in front of me, it would seem as though if these are the creatures that are in league with the hags, perhaps they were waiting on the storm. Perhaps the storm grew and then dissipated almost immediately. And perhaps they went in to check on that. Which means they're going to find some dead hags.
Right.
Probably a bit of a monkey wrench in their grand plan to drive us away.
So, are you safe in that light?
I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing until something shows up at the front door to drag me away. Because I don't really have another option.
If there's anything I can give for you at the merchant ship today to help you feel a little safer, just let me know. It's on me.
Sure, I'll make my way down there at some point as well, and I'm sure we'll see each other on the docks. It's going to be busy today. It's going to be busy. There should be people coming from Snaggletooth and from up the coast. This is big. I mean, maybe not huge because the goods are going to go elsewhere, but this is their first stop. So we have first pick.
Well, let's make sure it's their last. Right.
That's so much gold.
No, let's make sure it's their last. I'm kidding.
Right. classic Zellar. Hey, look. I know that Diabolus tends to do the booking around here. How'd you feel about playing a show later today while there's people in town?
Well, I'd be honored.
Sure, live music brings people to the bar. I'll pay you.
Sounds great to me.
Good. Awesome. Great. I'll give it. We'll say like an hour after the ship docks. That way you have some time to look around,
Sure.
pick up what you want, and then you can head over here, get set up. Just check in with me first, and we'll get it done.
All right.
All right. Good. And then he turns back into Saggy and runs food out to the bar. The streets in the town begin to fill up. The voices in the tavern begin to grow as tables begin to fill. Unfamiliar faces. For the second time now that you guys have been in town, Cod's Breath is pretty active. This is rare. It doesn't seem rare because it's happening back to back for you guys, but again, this sleepy village is barely equipped for all these people, just equipped enough.
As we're walking, Jaratus will like quickly be like, I remember, not but a month ago, Celine and I were able to have good training sessions here in this courtyard. We had plenty of space for activities, but it seems that nowadays it's a little too crowded for such activities anymore.
Well, bold of you to do that kind of training out in public, but I mess with it.
A strong mind does not fear observation.
I like the way you think.
At which point you hear a series of pops from little hand confetti cannons as voices raise up down by the docks. You guys make your way out of the courtyard and out onto the main street, walking down towards the wood planks. The excitement is palpable as you see the ship come in on the horizon. This enormous, four-masted, dark wood, gilded merchant ship with this, what's that front sail called? This enormous golden mast protruding off the bow.
It's not called a sloot, is it?
Would you just call me?
Yeah.
I know sloop is like a small vessel.
It's Dutch. I'm thinking Dutch.
There is this beautiful.
I'm just getting head sail.
This beautiful golden mermaid on the front, reflecting the sun off the water and again off this brilliant vessel back in your direction. You have to cover your eyes, and it sails in with speed and grace. And as you stand shoulder to shoulder on a crowd packed with people who already have their gold purses in hand, smiles on their faces, you can see the water underneath the ship begin to churn and froth. The waves that lap against its hull gently begin to grow in size. The front of the ship, you see, listing left, you see forced by strong currents of water. You see the clouds overhead begin to darken as rain begins to fall. And you see from out of the water, as this merchant ship is caught in a perpetual turn with no forward momentum, trapped where it is, sailors flooding to the deck, you see in silver armor, tridents in hand, 5, 10, 20, almost 30 of these creatures begin climbing up. Long claws over webbed fingers, sinking into the wood of the ship. And as the excitement and cheers of the crowd turn to shocked gasps and then screams,
we are going to end our session there for tonight.
Oh boy.
No, my things.
As the ship just
I was
goes
going
down,
to
you
shine.
just-
You might be able to save the things.
as the ship starts going down, you
and the
see other
people too,
go,
I guess.
Dibs.
Tips.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight to see the conclusion of the hag battle, and now the consequences of their actions. Be sure to tune in next week at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. We will do our best to start promptly. If we're going to be late for any reason, we always put it in chat. But again, thank you so much. We love you all. We hope everybody has a fantastic night. We'll see you guys next week.
Good night, y'all.